So today we're talking about the iPhone camera app. That's the camera app that's built into all iPhones. Now there's a lot of features in the iPhone camera app that people never use. And it's not because these aren't useful features, but it's usually because most of us find a way of taking photos and videos that just work for us, and then we never really look any further into it. But today I'm going to show you 7 useful iPhone camera features that can help you capture things more easily, avoid some of those common frustrations, and all around get more out of the camera app. I'm going to show you how to do this without any photography knowledge and, as usual, without making things overly complicated. Hey, if you're new here, very quick intro. My name is Dan Fox, and I've spent over 30 years professionally helping people use technology. I'm here on this channel to make this stuff easier to use, easier to understand, and whenever possible, to also save you money along the way. Now today we're focusing specifically on the iPhone camera app and a handful of features that are built right in, but often go unnoticed. If you missed my first video like this where I walk through some of the great features of the camera app, I'll put a link to that video below in the description of this video. Okay, let's jump right in. Okay, this first feature is called burst mode. We're going to start with one of the most useful features for when you're taking photos of things in motion. So maybe you're at a kid's sports game, or maybe you're taking photos of your dog playing fetch, or maybe you want that perfect moment of when someone's blowing out their birthday candles. The problem with taking a single photo here is getting the timing just right, because even if you keep clicking that shutter button as fast as you can, you still stand a really good chance of missing that one specific second that you wanted to capture. Because even if you're hitting that shutter button over and over as fast as you can, it's taking individual photos, and in between each of those photos, there's going to be a little time gap. But with burst mode, the iPhone will automatically take pictures much faster than you could ever possibly push the button. To use this feature, all you have to do is drag that shutter button towards the left and just hold it there. You want to do this almost as if you're trying to drag the shutter button off to the left. And then just lift your finger off the screen to stop taking burst photos. Now, if we go back into your camera roll or your library and we look at that burst photo, you'll notice it looks like a stack of photos if you look closely at it. Now, zoomed back out here, we're going to click on that stack of photos. Now, if you select right here where it says burst, this is where it allows you to go in and decide which of these burst photos you want to keep. And you can keep as many of them as you want. And then you can just scroll through along the bottom back and forth to find which of the burst photos you'd like to keep. And as you find the ones you want to keep, you just check this little circle right here to mark it as a favorite. You can go through and select multiple favorites, but in my case, I'm just selecting this one. When you're done selecting which photos you want to keep, you hit this checkbox in the upper right-hand corner. This pop-up is basically asking if you want to keep all the burst photos that you took here. In my case, I'd be keeping 80-something photos, or just the ones that I've selected as favorites. I'm going to select keep only one favorite. And now back in my main library or camera roll, that group of burst photos has been replaced by this single photo. This feature dramatically increases your chances of getting that precise, exact moment that you were trying to capture. Okay, the next one is called QuickTake Video. Have you ever opened the camera app, got ready to take a shot, and then suddenly wished that you would have started taking a video instead? Now, normally you just need to switch over to video mode for this, but if timing is important here, there's a much faster way. While you're already in photo mode, all you have to do is simply press and hold the shutter button. The camera will immediately start recording a video. If you want to keep recording without holding your finger down the whole time, you just slide your finger over towards the lock icon on the right. And when you're done recording the video, you just hit the shutter button again like normal. Now this one's particularly useful for unexpected moments because it lets you start recording immediately instead of spending time trying to switch over to the other camera mode. Now this next tip is kind of similar, but did you know that if you're already in the process of recording a video and you decide that you want to take a photo, you don't have to stop recording the video to take a photo. You can actually take a photo while you're recording the video and just keep on recording the video. So in this example, you can see I'm about 15 seconds into recording a video, and all I'm going to do when I want to take a photo is click the white button right there. And now in my camera roll, I'll have a photo of that exact frame of the video, including time, date, and location data like you'd normally have in a photo. Now there is one thing to note here. The photos that you take while you're recording a video are not going to be the same high quality photos that you would normally get from your iPhone, but it's still a nice option when you want to be able to take photos and videos at the exact same time. This next feature is really simple, but it can make a surprising difference in the composition of your photos. If you've ever taken a photo and then later noticed that something wasn't lined up properly or the subject wasn't spaced in the frame the way you wanted them to be. But the iPhone actually has an option to turn on both a grid and a level to help you get better composition in your shot and also to help you make sure that your shot's actually level. The grid gives you frameworks so you can do like the rule of 2/3 or perfectly center something in the shot, and the level line here will light up yellow when you're actually holding this shot perfectly level. Now it's super easy to turn this on. Just go into the settings of your iPhone and then scroll down until you get to camera, select that, and then scroll down until you see grid and level. Right here, make sure these two settings are turned on. That's it. Now once you have this setting turned on, you'll see this series of lines appear across the camera viewfinder. These lines don't appear in your final photo. They're just there to help guide you when you frame out your shot. Now for many people, this makes it easier to keep the photos level and to keep your subjects centered the way you want them to. It's one of the features that's easy to overlook, but it really can help improve many of your photos, and I've been using this one personally for many years. Hey, real quick, if you're finding this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. That helps more people find my channel. And if you like this type of format, practical tips and walkthroughs without all the techie talk, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos from me. Again, I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's keep going. The next one is called pause and resume video recording. And this is one that many people don't realize exists, and it's somewhat new to iPhones. When you're recording a video, you'll see a pause button at the bottom of the screen. Now, while I'm recording this little clip of the dog, I'm going to hit the pause button here and then walk over to the woods and then hit the record button in the bottom left-hand corner again this time, and then hit the pause button again. Maybe walk back over to the boy dog again, hit the record button again, record him for a couple more seconds, and then hit stop. But when I go back into my library and I watch this video, all three of those clips will now be saved as one video. Now, this is another one of those features that can be really useful depending on where you're at and what it is you're recording. For example, maybe you're recording an event where there's a period where nothing's going on or nothing's happening, or maybe you want to get a different angle. Maybe you're walking from one location to another and you don't want to record the entire walk. You can simply pause the recording and then hit resume when you're ready to record again. And it also saves time from having to go in later and edit multiple clips together. It might seem like an obscure feature, but trust me on this one, give it a try a few times, and I'm willing to bet you find yourself using this feature often. I know I certainly do. Okay, the next feature is called Preserve Camera Settings. Have you ever gone into the camera app and changed some settings to get it just like you like it, and then the next time you open the camera app, it's flipped itself back to the default settings again? Fortunately, you can actually change this behavior. Now again, we're going to go into the settings of the iPhone and then scroll down until you get to camera. Once again, select on camera, and then scroll down until you see preserve settings. Select on that. Now there's a lot of options under preserve settings, and I'm not going to go through all of them. If you want to know what each one of them does, I recommend experimenting with it. You literally cannot mess up anything here. All this is going to do is show the camera app what you want it to remember whenever you close it and open it back up again. Camera mode is perhaps the most common setting people use here. So for example, if you have camera mode toggle turned on here and you go into the camera app and you record a video, the next time you open the camera app, it will be in video mode instead of photo mode. This works for things like whether you were last on the selfie camera, whether you were in portrait mode last time, it will remember that. The only one of these that I leave turned on personally is creative controls, because I shoot all of my photos in a 16:9 ratio, and the creative controls toggle makes the camera app remember that. So if you regularly use things like video mode, selfie mode, or any other specific option, the camera can open with those same options set up the next time you launch it. This can save a surprising amount of time if you frequently use the same non-default camera settings. Now this last feature is another easy one, but again, it is really useful. These days, QR codes are everywhere, and your iPhone can scan these without installing any extra software. Now, if you're somehow not familiar with QR codes, it's the codes that look kind of like this. You'll find them at restaurants. Sometimes they're on the table instead of a printed menu. You find them on product packaging, event tickets, Wi-Fi networks, business cards, you name it. And they might seem confusing at first, but they're actually a shortcut to get you directly to the online information you need. All you have to do is open the camera app and point it at any QR code. And within a moment, you'll get a notification that pops up on screen. Tap on that notification and your iPhone will automatically open the associated website, menu, application, Wi-Fi connection, whatever information is stored in that code. It's a simple feature, but it's very useful. And for those of you that are still using QR code scanner apps, these are no longer needed. You can just use the built-in camera app. Okay, let's do a quick recap. We had 7 features we went over today. Burst mode, where you can capture multiple photos rapidly and then choose the best one later. QuickTake video, where you can start recording video instantly without switching camera modes. You can take a photo when you're in the middle of recording a video. You can add alignment guides on your screen to help you frame photos more accurately. That's those grids. You can pause and resume video recording and save it all in one video clip. You can preserve your camera settings where you can keep the camera app from changing back every time you open it. And lastly, you can use the iPhone camera app to scan QR codes. And as always, I recommend taking a screenshot of this so you can use it as sort of a cheat sheet later. So there you go, 7 useful iPhone camera features that can make taking photos and videos a little bit easier. None of these require any additional apps or any technical know-how whatsoever. They're already built right into your iPhone and ready to use. If there's a camera feature that you use regularly that I did not mention in this video or in my last one in this series, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, check out the videos that I'm putting on screen now for more practical Apple tips and walkthroughs. I also wanted to take just a moment to thank new channel members up on screen right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.